Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and we want to thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, March 2nd. We have an informative show for you today. First, we're going to be on location talking with Stormy Trom down at the Steele County Food Shelf. And then later on in the show, we're going to be visiting with some friends from the Preschool Transportation Initiative. We're going to learn all about that. As a reminder to all our viewers, if you know of someone who does something special day in and day out for the community or has a unique talent, or maybe you know of an event coming that you'd want to share with your community, we would love to hear from you. And you can contact us by either emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by calling our show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break to hear a short message from our sponsors, and then we're going to be down on location with Stormy Trom. So please stay with us.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. Check our website for current exhibits and monthly programs.
You're invited to attend the 23rd Annual Hometown Sampler Concert benefiting the Steele County Food Shelf. Hometown Sampler performances will be held at the Little Theater of Owatonna on Friday, March 4th at 7 p.m., Saturday, March 5th at 3 and 7 p.m., and Sunday, March 6th at 1:30 p.m. Enjoy the musical talents of the Gogs, Bad Tangerines, Hot and Bothered, and Mile 5 Band. Admission to the Hometown Sampler is your generous cash or food donation at the door. All proceeds help the Steele County Food Shelf provide basic food for your neighbors in need. Help feed hungry people and enjoy a great concert at the same time. No one in Steele County should go to bed hungry. Please be a part of this year's Hometown Sampler.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we are here on location at the Steele County Food Shelf talking with the Executive Director, Stormy Trom. Hi, Stormy.
Hi, good morning.
Well, let's get right into Minnesota Food Share Month and start explaining to our viewers what that's all about.
All right, during the month of March, we have our fundraising events. And it's once a year that we do fundraising. So we have our kickoff with the Hometown Sampler. But during that month, it doesn't end there. They're just starting off for us. So we're hoping to raise $100,000 and our pounds of food during the month. And we're hoping that that amount of the donation fit into our budget will help us get through the summer months that are coming up when we see an increase in service here.
Okay. So if I hear you right, you're saying that that $100,000 will probably get you through till the fall months or the late summer months?
Yeah, we never know how many donations are coming in, so we always like to have some cash on hand so that I'm able to keep a well-balanced variety on our shelves for people. So that is why the donations are so important, so that we can bid out and also buy from Channel 1 in Rochester the groceries that I need that aren't on the shelves.
Your role here also is that somewhat of a broker in that you have to find the best pricing,
right,
to kind of keep your budget on point.
Right, so we bid out to all the local grocery stores and they know that, so whenever they come in with their pricing, it's, you know, they're giving us the best that they can. And we're very, very careful about how the funds are spent here because we do appreciate all the donations, so we do a lot of work to make sure the dollars are being spent wisely.
Now, someone will go through that needs this, and they'll go through the registration process, right, and then they come through, and they're allowed one visit a month?
It's once a month. It's a supplemental package that we give out. It was never intended to be able to feed a family for an entire month, but we were hoping to ease some of that food insecurity with what we can do. When we first started, we were giving out 7-day packages, and now we've gone up to 10. So it's a matter of how much money the community is able to help the food shelf with, is what kind of packages we're able to give out.
And these packages, this is showing what is involved in a nutritional 10-day choice.
Right.
And that's done by the board, and
We have, in the early years, Leanne T and Dr. Arneson put together the package, and we do have a nutrition committee that reviews that to make sure that we're still giving out what's the basic needs for a family for healthy eating. So we have the help of a dietitian, and our nutrition committee and the board of directors takes care of what will be in those packages and the sizes of them.
so when I look here and what's on this cart, it's very, very healthy. And we even there's even packages of meat and,
Right.
and things like that. So this is meant totally to be supplemental.
Right.
Correct.
We do have refrigeration, so we're able to keep eggs and milk and the meats on hand. But we do really heavily count on the grocery stores that we visit 6 days a week that are giving us our close to sell by product. We have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, which people would prefer over canned a lot of times. So it takes an entire working of the resources and the volunteer commitment to be able to offer this package at the Steele County Food Shelf.
Now, also Minnesota supplements you in some way. Could you explain that process?
Well, during March, they run this campaign for the 300 food shelves throughout the state. So if we make our goal, we're going to get back a certain amount of money from Minnesota Food Share organization of the cities in dollars. So we'll be receiving back, it won't be a dollar for dollar match, they call it an incentive allocation. Last year it amounted to nearly $9,000. So it's well worth our efforts to try to make our goal because that's what we're going to be receiving back.
So Steele County, the more you give, the more they get based on a percentage.
Right.
And so
if you're going to give, this is a great month to do it because we're getting added dollars for every donation that comes through here.
Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of traffic do you see here coming in? What has been your experience as far as the kind of support you're giving?
On a monthly basis, we're seeing about 500 families coming in for our big package. Sometimes families need assistance with the second, so that's taken into consideration as well. We have daily the bread and extra produce on the floor, so they can stop in here during the month as well to see what we have.
Okay. Now, what would you consider an emergency situation for a family? They're not registered. To you, how would they, if they had to call you and they're in an emergency situation,
Right.
how would that be handled?
Well, the emergency would be that they have no access to food. And that means they have no dollars to buy it. They've used up maybe all their food stamp assistance. So we have our guidelines. We go up to 200% of the federal guideline and make sure that families in Steele County are receiving food. I'm sure there's no one in our county that wants to have anyone suffering because of lack of food.
So they could come here, even though they're not registered, get something, and then hopefully through the registration process.
Oh, they'll get something. They
Yeah.
get it. They get
Yeah.
it the same day that they register. We have great volunteers that work here and help people go through and pick out these items. It's on a list so that they're getting their nutritional package, not just whatever. However, we don't, if they don't want the product, they leave it on the shelf for someone else. So it's a system that's been highly regarded across the state of Minnesota. We've been recognized as one of the top food shelves in the state, and that's only because of the great volunteers and the community support that we receive.
Let's talk about a little bit about the ways people can give monetarily. I know there's different Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, sometimes they'll take you on. They're collecting for the food shelf.
Right.
So all those are acceptable as well?
All of that is. We have the postal drive, we have the Boy Scouts. We have many of the churches that do collections and bring them once a month. there's so many ways to give to the food shelf, and that helps keep the message out there that yes, there is poverty in Steele County, and that yes, we do need your support, but the dollars always are needed so that we can make sure our packages continue to be healthy packages.
And when we're talking about our residents, it could be our neighbors, our friends, and it might not always be a poverty level, correct?
Right, it could be a layoff from a job where a person totally loses their income and needs a little time to adjust and get back on their feet. That's what we're here for. We can give the same day service, so we don't want anyone to feel they can't come in or call in to see how the program works. We'd love to see people, and hope you're comfortable here at the food shelf.
And we never know what someone's going through at a certain time. It could be somebody that lives right next door to us. So when they come in, is that kept confidential?
Absolutely. All of this is confidential, and our volunteers are also signing, to let them know that we don't want this to be visited with outside of the doors. We're just here to help pass through the donations that our community has brought forth. So it's a lot of integrity here that has to.
So different organization groups in our community, if they wanted to assist the food shelf, they could just say, "Here, come to our event, bring a food item," and then they can get it to you. You'll take just about anything, correct? Is there anything you won't take?
We won't take outdated product or damaged if it's been kept in a cellar or something for a long time. We want to be able to give out quality food within date so that it's we're giving what we'd want and put into our cabinets.
And I'm looking at this cart full of food, and it absolutely looks delicious. It looks healthy. There are a number of things I can think of that I would make just from looking at what's available here,
right.
And very, very healthy. Are there menus given out?
Yes, Judy Surson actually comes in once a week, and she takes the products off our shelves and makes demos what you can do with like dried beans or broccoli, and she also we have all that on our website, all the recipes for those items. So we do a bit of the nutritional training here as well. We're working with County Extension. A lot of the information we have here is on nutrition and healthy eating habits. So that's part of our mission as well.
And Stormy, before we run out of time, one other thing we want to touch on with your website.
Okay.
We can give via credit card.
Yes, we had a few requests for that. So one of our board people were able to put that out there, and that would be another way that you could give. You can also come into the food shelf or mail your donation in, but
okay.
we just really love to thank the community for all their support.
And don't forget about the Hometown Sampler this weekend.
Oh yeah, the Hometown Sampler's coming up. That's a big fundraiser.
That's right. That's our March Food Share kickoff, and they're hoping to raise at least $23,000 at that.
And that information's out on your website as well, correct?
Right.
Well, we can't thank you enough for letting us take a peek today and for all you do for our community. You're a real blessing. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much.
We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Did you know there are families in Steele County that go to bed hungry every night? This is Stormy Trom, Director of the Steele County Food Shelf, reminding you that March is Minnesota Food Share Month. So far this year, we have provided food to over 1,086 Steele County households, and the need continues to grow. Please help us keep our shelves stocked with nutritious food and donating money or food items to the Steele County Food Shelf. Our goal is to raise $100,000 this March. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
Looking for that perfect birthday party idea for your child? I have exactly what you're looking for, a pool or gym party at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. Hi, this is Brad. Contact me today at 774-7102 to schedule the party every child will love. Birthday party packages are available year-round. West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, encouraging and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Michael Mager with the Brick Mager Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home. At Brick Mager, we are privileged to have served the families of Steele County community for 118 years.
Whether you choose traditional burial or cremation, we promise the tribute your loved one deserves with the peace of mind that you require.
We are proud to be part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we want to thank Stormy for letting us hear all about the Steele County Food Shelf and their needs. And today, now we're back in the studio and we're here talking with three very dedicated ladies that are spearheading the preschool transportation initiative. Welcome.
Thank you.
And over here I have Teri Steckelberg. And then in the middle here we have Melinda, Estey, and then we have Deb McDermott Johnson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Teri, you're the director of the Southern Minnesota Initiative for preschool children, correct? Or correct me on your title.
Sure. My title is Early Childhood Director for Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation.
Okay. And what is your title?
I'm the transit manager with Smart Transit.
Okay.
And I'm the director of community education for Owatonna Public Schools.
Okay, so we have three very knowledgeable and dedicated ladies that are talking about a subject here that is, and a reality hopefully, that is very near and dear to their heart. Teri, why don't you start out by telling me, how did this get started? Where did the research and everything begin that you knew that we needed this in our community?
Yep. So Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation has been investing half of their resources every year into early childhood efforts. So that's about $1.5 million a year we invest across our region of 20 counties. So one of the things that we do as part of that is the Early Childhood Initiative, or ECI as we call it. We have 22 ECI communities across the region. Owatonna is the newest one. And so back in January of 2015, I began working with Renee Compton and Deb McDermott Johnson at Community Ed to begin the Early Childhood Initiative process. And what we did was sit down and identify numerous community members who are involved in different aspects of the community and also are passionate about early childhood.
So you realized there was this need, and so then you called Deb and said, how can you help us get all the right people on board, pretty much is what I'm hearing already. And then where did it go from there?
So Deb and Renee and I then convened a group of people beginning in January 2015, and I would say we probably had 30 plus people at the first meeting that were interested in early childhood. I led the group through some mission and vision development, and then they identified some priority areas that they wanted to work on. One of those priority areas in the community was transportation, as they saw a huge need for preschool transportation within the community.
All right. So now you figure we get transportation online, we can get these young ones to school.
Yep.
So, all right, so you encapsulated that transportation's the issue, then what call did you make? Or who did you try to incorporate in the process?
Well, there have been over 60 individuals involved in the ECI initiative that helped us really ferret out three priorities, and one of them, of course, being preschool transportation. Once we had our three priorities identified, we broke into work teams, and so those who were interested in transportation, home visiting was one of them, expanding our student achievement for preschoolers within the preschool setting, and then transferring that information on into kindergarten. That was our third group. So the Transportation Committee began to meet, and United Way of Steele County has been hosting those meetings for us. And we started meeting kind of on a monthly basis trying to figure out what did we need to do in order to help our families get their children to school. And it's just kind of grown from there. It came, you know, we had public-private partnership where we invited the smart folks. We had Owatonna Bus Company with us, you know, plus the folks from the community who are just saying, you know, what do we need to do? We had representation from our preschools there, and they did a survey of their, at that time, the current families that were enrolled, and they answered some questions about the need for transportation, and the end result being we had 350 families with children in preschool who said our life would be so much simpler and much more manageable if we had a transportation options, because it's so difficult to leave work and to move your child around the community. And they were depending on families, friends, and providers to help make that connection.
So you obviously needed a vehicle.
We needed to do something.
Okay. So how did the bus, I know MnDOT subsidized a bus for you, so how did you, obviously made a call to Melinda, and Melinda, you got involved. So explain to us the 80-20 and on the bus, getting the bus for this particular.
Sure. So Smart Transit operates fully through state grants through MnDOT. And so we were involved in this project early on, even trying to form a public and private partnership. We went through lots of hoops to try to make this program work. So we applied for a grant in the end of the year last year for MnDOT to help fund the operating cost and the bus purchase, because we're operating at our capacity right now. So we knew in order to provide the service, we'd need to add a bus to our fleet. MnDOT provides 80% of that cost, and we need to fundraise 20% of that cost within the community for a local share. So we're looking to earn $15,000 in the community to help cover the cost of this initial bus in order to get the program going.
And you had said, how many children are involved in this, the families again? Was it 300?
Well, we had 350 in that neighborhood that, you know, expressed an interest that if the service was available, they would access it.
And was there a survey done to see if they could afford the fee? What fee would be involved with the ride, I should ask first?
We decided that we need to keep the rides cost effective. We know that not only is leaving work and the transportation a barrier, but funding it is a barrier for families as well. So our job, or our goal, is to eliminate barriers to help kids get to preschool. So we decided that we'll be charging $1 per trip. And our initial project, just to get this program up and running, and we know that we can't meet the needs of all of the families that are in need, but we're going to do our best to accommodate as many as possible. So we're looking at $1 per ride, and that'll be for one-way transportation this first project period.
Okay. So we have the 80% of the bus is taken care of, 20% to make it a reality. We need 15 more thousand. And then what is the United Way's role in all this? With the 20, you know, the 20% is a fundraising, but you had said the United Way is assisting you in other areas. What areas would that be?
Well, their interest is in helping fund the tickets for the families that can't afford the $1 a ride. And they've also initiated a grant application that will, if it's approved, we're still waiting to get some feedback on that will help provide an adult on the bus in addition to the driver to assist our young ones have a safe ride each day. And then there's also some dollars, I believe, in that grant to help us just operationally with working with Melinda's team to make sure that, you know, the bus is where it needs to be, when it needs to be, and, you know, if families are having changes in their schedule, that we're helping communicate that to the drivers so that it stays on schedule and runs as smoothly as possible.
We need to add and point out that right now this is a pilot program.
It is.
So the routes and things, how would those work? Would you please shed some light on that, Melinda?
Sure. We'll be designing the routes based on the applications, so where those families live. And then our goal, again, is to accommodate as many families as we can. So depending on where those families live and which preschools they're going to, we'll be able to get more students on the busing. So we're really looking, I can't stress enough, to try to get as many families this assistance as we can.
Okay. Now, one question I had regarding the buses is 3 to 4-year-olds, they're all different shapes and sizes, are little bundles of joy, and we want to get them there safely. So car seats, is that an issue? How does that work with public transportation?
Sure. So we follow excuse me, the public transportation guidelines, and our all of our guidelines come down from the Federal Transit Administration. And public transit buses do not require car seats for preschoolers on the bus. So they are required to be seat belted, and that's some of the training that we do with the families and the preschoolers at the beginning of the program to help them understand how that works and get your little tuckus in the seat and buckle in and ride safely.
And initially you said that a point person on the bus, you would like to be a paid position. Would you relate why that is?
Ideally, we'll be able to fund a paid position for an aide on the bus because we know that's a more reliable. We'll be doing background checks on anybody that rides the bus with the kids, so it's important that we have a dedicated person to do that.
Okay. And therefore training also, you can
Right.
train them specifically to the needs of how this will work. Well, we wish you well. Is there any one thing that you would like our viewers to know, who they could call or contact if they want to find out more?
Well, United Way is being the point organization for this initiative at this point, and so 455-1180, want to make sure I get that correct, 455-1180. And we are also in the process then of trying to raise $15,000 from the community to help make sure that bus is ready to operate this fall.
Thank you so much for coming. A lot of research and hard work has gone into this, and if you can help fund a bus to get our bundles of joy to school, the contact information was just given to you, and we thank you for all your hard work and wish you success in your pilot program. Thanks for coming. We'll be right back. We're going to take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back, so please stay with us.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Deb Gillard. And I'm Shawn McNulty with Brookdale Owatonna Assisted Living and Memory Care,
where we provide optimum living activities to keep our residents engaged in life.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we now have our community announcements. Owatonna Hospital and Mayo Clinic Health System of Owatonna are sponsoring a free information center session on hip and knee pain, surgical alternatives, pain management, rehabilitation, and more on Thursday, March 3rd from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Mayo Clinic Health Systems of Owatonna in the conference rooms. You can register by calling 507-668-2234. And coming up this weekend is the Hometown Sampler Concert Series, Friday, March 4th at 7 p.m., Saturday, March 5th, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., Sunday, March 6th in the afternoon, a matinee at 1:30. It'll be at the Little Theater of Owatonna in the West Hills Auditorium, and come and help Stormy fill that Steele County Food Shelf stock full. We have a volunteer expo coming up. It'll be at the Spare Time Entertainment, Saturday, March 5th from 11 until 2. And there'll be information and sign-up sheets for our scheduled 2016 events, including pet adoption days and farmers markets and the fair. And this is how you'll be able to sign up to help volunteer for some of those. And then the Owatonna Public School District will be having their annual student art exhibit at the Owatonna Arts Center. K through 12 student exhibition will be open on March 6th and run through the 26th. And then there will be an opening art reception on Tuesday, March 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Elementary, middle school, and junior high students will be on site creating art. There will also be a community canvas for anyone to add their personal touch to the junior high band and music students who will also be reporting, and refreshments will be available. Well, that's all for our announcements today, and I want to thank you for being with us, and we will see you on Friday, March 4th, when we'll be talking with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southern Minnesota, and then we'll also be visiting with our Pioneer Woman of the Year that was nominated and given an award from the Owatonna Businesswoman during their Women of Achievement coming up. So we look forward to seeing you on Friday. Have a great rest of the day.